that, y'all, I was like, am I not gonna make it to Cairo? Am I not going to make it out of this airport? I was flipping out. So hey y'all, it's Crystal the Goddess. I am in Cairo, Egypt. This is day one. Okay, story time on day one. Like, I'm gonna get real comfy. Story time day one. First of all, so we flew into New York, and I I didn't script this. I just knew I wanted to do story time with y'all. So we got up for New York about 8 o'clock, went to have breakfast. We left our hotel about 11:30, made it to the international terminal, and that was about it was cool. We had to wait. We got there about 12. We had to wait about till 2:30 for the international terminal to open. So we did the check-in. Disappointment number one, I was told I was gonna be able to pick my seat. I was not able to pick my seat, so they gave me my ticket. Everything was fine. They checked to see if we had our COVID PCR test, which we had. We went to Walgreens. I printed out a lab copy and a PDF easy copy. That's the way the lab sent it to me. I printed that out. Do you peep the animosity in my voice? It's gonna come back up, so hold on to that nugget, right? Okay, so we're like, okay, we get checked in, we get our boarding passes, we're trying to find something to eat. I guess because of COVID, most of the stores are shut down. Now, mind you, JFK International Airport Terminal 4, right? It's poppin', okay? It's the bougie side. They got Chanel there, Dior, so many things, but 90%, rewind if I'm being factual, like 80% of the stores were closed. That sucked. 80% of the restaurants were closed. That sucks. So we went all the way from Terminal A to B. Did we go to C? No. But we went through like all the terminals, couldn't find nothing to eat. Y'all know I'm veganish. So we settled for, I was like, forget it. Let's just do Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll eat me some French fries. It's fine, whatever. I've survived on French fries. That's how me and my son survived. It's cool. So let's fast forward. We're on the airplane. The ride was okay, not too much turbulence. As soon as we got on, we had a meal. We had vegan meals. It was funny because I said, watch them give me a random slab of tofu, and that's exactly what they did. However, it had flavor, honey. It was good, all right? So we had I'm gonna show you what it looked like down here. But yeah, I love the little cups of water. I love the orange juice. It was good. It got me through, right? And they gave it to you probably like an hour in. So that was nice. I thought it was kind of early. I wish they would have waited because, mind you, we had just ate before we got on the airplane. But it was all good. So we're on the flight. So many babies were on this flight. So much crying, y'all. Like, I swear, I was like, okay, I'm in a good sleep. And it's so uncomfortable, right? I have my little travel neck brace pillow, the travel pillow, TRBL. If you watch my video for packing, you would have seen me struggling with that thing. But I have my pillow, so I'm sitting there looking like I'm in a neck brace, leaning a little bit. I have some pillows behind me. I did this because half the plane was empty, which was great because we have to split the family up. So I'm like, honey, come sit up here by me, and your son can sit with you. And that's kind of what we did. So that was nice because all the flights, honey was sitting like on another row because it was 3 and then 1. 3 and then 1. That was a Spice Girls reference. If you know it, then we can be friends. Anyways, I know I feel like I'm kind of talking fast because I want to tell my story time, and I just want to get to the whew part of the story, right? So the flight was cool. It was about 10 hours. What I did love, and I'll show you all these details, all these pictures, is that the TV now, they show you all the tracking. So they show you where you are in the world. They show you how much time has elapsed. They tell you how much time it's going to take to get to your destination. They tell you the kilometers it takes to get there. The movie selection was kind of good. They had a lot of kids movies, which was great. So if you wanted to, if you're taking kids, that's great. They'll be entertained because they have like so many movies, and I assume that's probably why they want to keep the kids entertained. For the adults, they have like a world selection of movies. So you have like Asian movies. I think there were some Westerns in there, and then there was like American movies, and I think there was something else I seen that I wasn't familiar with. Asian, I don't know if it was Japanese or what. exactly, but I remember it was something. I don't remember exactly which nationality it was. I think nationality is the word I'm looking for. Don't drag me. Anyways, okay, back to the story. Look, that's how I get distracted. So let's see, we're eating. So we got our meal, the first meal as soon as we got on. What I did not like is they kept making us close our window. And my son was to sit by the window. Mind you, we want to see what's going on, right? We left at 6, it's still daytime. And as soon as we like took off, like the airplane was still at a slant. And I'm trying to check, make sure I can see me. Airplane was still at a slant, y'all. And they were like 3 times they had to come by and tell us to close the window shade. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't remember. It's been a couple years since I've been on a plane. So I'm like, why are you telling me to close the shade? Like, I didn't ask because I didn't want to like respect anybody or cause any like chaos. Yes, that was me just going with the flow, trying to be unproblematic. But I was so irritated. Like, why do y'all keep telling me to close the window? And then the morning comes, they give us a meal probably like an hour before we land, or probably 2 hours before we land. It was like a continental breakfast in a box. I'll show you what that looked like. That was cool. Again, I'm vegan-ish, so I just ate my little croissant and dipped it in jelly. Like, I had my little jelly. I was good. Drank my orange juice. I was like, ooh, if we had a little cup of fruit, that would have made this perfect for me. I would have been like A1. Because like I said, I just ate one croissant, drank my water, drank my orange juice, and that's all I could do. Now, here's the hoopla, right? The crescendo of day 1. Mind you, okay, when you check in at the international terminal to get your boarding pass, they check your COVID test, okay? When you go through the screening, when you're getting on the airplane and they check your boarding pass, they check your COVID test. You're walking down that little ramp, which I'm gonna show you at some point because I have footage. Before you cross that door, boop, into that airplane, there's someone there to check your COVID test. When you're off the airplane, now we're in Cairo. Hey, we're walking. We are ready. It's a line, right? So we're in line, we're like, okay, what do we need? I figured they're checking passports. I think I had my passport out, and then I had my boarding pass. Because they kept needing, it was so weird. They kept needing your passport and then the boarding pass and the passport. Like, I don't know, I guess I haven't flown in so long. I was like, why do I have to keep taking everything? Like, y'all tell me put it away. I don't know, I was so confused. So long story short, right, let me fast forward a little bit. We get up there, she's like, okay, passports, give her the passport. Oh, that's what it was. You have to fill out like an immigration type card. Something like that, yeah. Like, we're coming into the country. They make you fill out this whole little form, like who you are, where you're staying, the little information card. So we give them the information card, give them the passport. Okay, where is your COVID PCR test? Here it is. Where's the one with the stamp? Lady, what stamp? What are you talking about, a stamp? No, it has to have a stamp, a QR code, something like that, something to scan. I'm like, this is all they gave me. They gave me this, and then, so I gave them the easy read, right? Because, like, nobody's really paying attention. So I was like, F it, I don't need to give, because I was giving out both of them just to be safe. F it, I don't need the easy read. I don't need the lab one. Here's the easy read. And she's like, oh, no, that ain't gonna work. Instantly, y'all, my heart started going so fast. I could not believe it. All I remember thinking was, like, what they gonna do? Are y'all gonna send us around? Are we gonna miss this whole trip? This is 15 days a trip, y'all. Like, 15 days in Egypt. Are we gonna miss this? Like, we've been waiting on this trip for years, okay? 2 minimum where we actually have the funds. About 5, I've been thinking about this trip. So I'm just like, are you serious? Like, I feel like, you know how you be in like fight or flight mode? Like, my adrenaline was going, my heart was like, I was like fumbling with my phone and the buttons. I couldn't even, I was so scared, right? I was nervous, I was anxious. I just could not believe, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, why, like, I've gotten this far. How could I get this far? And now you're telling me there's an issue as soon as I'm trying to make it past the entry point, right? So she's like, oh no, the lab copy ain't gonna cut it. So I'm like, okay, now what? You're gonna need, she was like, I said, this is all they emailed to me. Mind you, I went to Walgreens. I thought Walgreens was like an okay place. I'm like, everybody's going to Walgreens. Hawaii accepts a Walgreens PCR. Like everybody, like I thought they were legitimate. How, and like to this day, to this moment, I still have no idea what this QR code, what the stamp is. I probably could Google it to find out, but at this moment, I have no idea. Excuse me if I'm greasy. It's the end of the day. Anyways, so yeah, I'm like, this is what they emailed me. She's like, do you have the email? I was like, let me pull it up. Of course we're trying to get into the Wi-Fi. Can't get into the Wi-Fi because we're like on the tarmac basically. I think that's what it's called. I don't really know. If you know, you can correct me. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. What is it called when you're like straight off? We're like straight off the airplane, walking down, right? But we're on the airport, so I guess we're like in the airport, whatever. But so we're on the airport, in the airport, right? Before you even get to customs, before you get anywhere, this like stop sign, right? Do not pass go, do not collect $200. You need to show your PCR test. So she's like, do you have the email? Pull up, like, what did they send you? So I'm like, okay. She sees us struggling, right? We're like, it's not, me and Honey, we're like, it's not loading, it's not loading. She's like, here, let me give you a hotspot. She turns her phone into a hotspot. We get on her hotspot, show her the email, press pause. At this moment, apparently someone that went through before us is having an issue. They are having a meltdown. They are blowing up, going off on her. Apparently, they didn't have their PCR test, right? Because she asked for your PCR test and your passport. So you give them both. Apparently, they gave their passport, did not give the PCR test, and this lady checked the she never gave them back their passport. So this man is going off. You cannot keep my passport. Where's my passport? He has his woman and his baby. And the lady's calm. She's like, you know, you can't keep his passport. We need our passport. How are you gonna keep our passport? He's going off. He's like, I got this email. Does this matter? Do y'all care? I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to give you some context is what I'm doing. Anyways, though, he's going off, right? Yelling at her. So she turns around and talks to him for a moment, right? And he's like, I got this email that says, you know, if you're coming from America, you don't need it if you have the card, which we found out that morning, okay? Which is actually today. We found out this morning that, oh, you don't have to have a test if you've been vaccinated. So he's showing her the email and she's like, well, hold on, right? But he's like, I'm not holding on. Give me back my passport. Mind you, she had already started working with us. So we're like, we're ready, trying to show her our emails. She checks Honey. Okay, that's cool here. Okay, that's cool here. Honestly, I don't even think she checked all of us. She was like, you know what? She's trying to tell him, like, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you when you yelling at me like that. And he's like, I don't care. You're not a government official. You can't keep my passport. It's against the law. Give it back. Now he's in the back. Where's the police? Where's the police? Are you the police? Where's the airport police? He's going off. I feel like he was, I don't know. I feel like he could have been Egyptian. Like, looking at how he, like, seriously though, like, he looked like he was from here. So, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I had a reason, I just don't remember it. It was just, I don't know, like, he was going crazy. He was going off. So she's like, oh yeah, bye, you can go. I'm like, babe, wait, I need all the passports back, I need all the tests back. That, y'all, I was like, am I not gonna make it to Cairo? Am I not going to make it out of this airport? I was flipping out. So then we finally go through all that, right? Honey's trying to calm me down. He's like holding me, hugging me, trying to console, and I'm just like. So then we start to fill out our so now we're filling out our Visa card, right? Because we got to get a visa. So we're filling out our Visa card. We paid the money already. We give them our passport. They give us our visa and our passport. Yeah, that was a crescendo of day one. I could not believe it. I really thought I was not making it here, but I'm also kind of nervous because we have like 3 more flights here, so I'm wondering if it's going to be an issue. But I feel like if we've already been cleared, then we should be good to go. I feel like since we've already been cleared, we should be good to go. That's something I did want to ask, but you know, I'm kind of like, we'll just wait and see what happens, basically. Let me see. So after we do that, we're waiting for everybody to get their bags. Fast forward, right? We leave the airport because this is story time, so I can tell you about my day, right? So we leave the airport. Now we're driving. It's a 45-minute drive from the airport to our hotel. We're in Giza, or we're like right down the street from the pyramid. So I'm assuming we're in Giza right now. Super nice scenic route. They take us through the city. We have a tour guide on the bus with us. So we have our American tour guides who have been doing this tour for this is their 40th year doing this tour. Yeah, so we have our American tour guides who come and do this tour in Egypt every year. They do 2 tours, and then they have their Egyptian tour guides that they connect with and that they work with out here. So the Egyptian tour guides are here. First of all, I just want to say I love when he welcomed us. He's like, welcome African people, like this is your home, you belong here. All I remember saying like, you belong here. I'm like, you right, I do belong here. Like it was just like, yes, it's nice to feel that, like that connection, that sense of belonging, right? You don't see us as outsiders. Like, yes, we're tourists, but it's like, no, you're not. Like, you're coming home. And one thing that our tour guides, our American tour guides always say, they're like, Egypt gets a lot of European tourists. And so when they see Black people, it is a big deal. Like they do interact differently. And I felt that embrace very, like, immediately, and I loved it. Okay, I loved it. Anybody that knows me will know I'm real big on like energy. Like, I'm like, bring it in. Like, if we good, we're good. I'm like, bring it in, right? If we're good, like if I meet you and you're cool, I can talk to you, we're cool. And I just love this energy of like, everything's all good. We're family, basically, right? So we're on this tour. It's not really a tour because we're sorry. This is starting to hurt. Whew, wait a minute. So we're driving 45 minutes. The tour guide's like, I'm glad that the bus driver took us through the city route and not like around the outskirts. So we got to go past like all these castle-looking buildings, seeing their cemetery, seeing some of it was like their official buildings. Like, I don't even remember the name. I think I took a few pictures. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe I can add them here. I don't really remember, but I'll have to go back and check that out. But yeah, we seen that, and then we seen a lot of buildings being torn down. We drove over this bridge that over the Nile, which is great because we have something coming. I'm not gonna tell you what just yet, but it was really nice to actually see. Like, he was like, oh, and that's the Nile, and I was like, in my head, it was a whole party. I was like, I was like the heart eyes and emoji, and it was like a cartoon where they just like pop up my head. I was super excited, right? I was trying to wake up my son, but he was exhausted. He literally told me like, I don't even care. Like, he was like, don't bother me. I was like, okay. And I was just excited by myself, trying to get all this footage. And so we're still driving. We drove past what they call medieval Cairo, which is like I said, the older buildings, things you can tell the difference. Some of the buildings being older, looking kind of low economics level, I guess is like the politest way I could say it, but you can definitely tell the difference. Seen a market, which is pretty cool, but next thing you know, they're like, oh, and if you look on the left, there are the pyramids of this, and like the whole bus just went crazy. The whole bus went so crazy. And so we're driving on the highway, and next thing you know, we go around and we get even closer to the pyramids. It's awesome. And then we get to our hotel, which is like literally right across the street. Unfortunately, we didn't get a pyramid view. Still sad about it. But one of our group mates did get a awesome, amazing pyramid view, and I'll show you what it looked like right here. It's in there somewhere. But yeah, this view is amazing. To be able to wake up to that, go to sleep to that, I was hoping for it. Obviously, we can't control the room situation. They just gave us random rooms. Honestly, it's honestly not a big deal. It would have been great. It would have been a cherry on the pie to be here in Cairo and wake up and go to sleep with the pyramids right there outside your window. But it's okay. Right, I'm still just super excited to be here, super grateful to be here. So let me see. We get settled in. When we get here, they have entertainment. They have like a band going when we pull up to the hotel. So it's like this dude on the drum. Okay, it wasn't a band, but it was a dude on the drums. And I swear I was, if I wasn't so tired, I wanted to like, in my head, I wanted to like dance to it, but I also didn't want to be like inappropriate because I don't know what exactly is inappropriate, right? Because like I really wanted to dance, and I feel like probably if I would have danced, maybe that would have loosened other people up to dance because I really wanted to. But I really, more than that, I didn't want to be inappropriate or disrespectful in any way because I don't know if I would have danced without doing a little like, I mean, I know I can, but I mean, I could have. My energy was just real low, but those are the two things: low energy and not wanting to be disrespectful. So I was like, just do a little nod, right? So I was just doing a little nod. You had a guy with like this big old fan. He was twirling it, and you had a guy playing the flute, and all together it was awesome. I enjoyed it. They played for a cool couple minutes. Interesting too. As we came through the entrance of the hotel, we had to get scanned. We was like security scanners, the ones that are like at the airport. So they took our luggage through the machine, and then it was the big little box that you run through, and we had to scan. I thought that was odd. I did not expect that at all. We waited to get our rooms. Like I said, we didn't know I was just sitting there like, please give me a pyramid view, please give me a pyramid view. In my head, I'm like, nothing good ever happens to me. I know I'm not gonna get it, but I'm like, please, please, please. And of course, when we didn't get the pyramid view, I was like, see what I'm saying? But one day something really big must be happening because I feel like it's like a hitting the lotto, like hitting the jackpot type of thing. I just feel like I don't have that type of lottery luck, and it's just something I've learned to accept. Anyways, let's see. We get to our room. We go and check out our group mates in the hall. Like, oh my gosh, I got this amazing view. What did I do to get so lucky? And I'm like, what did you do to get so lucky? Whatever, nobody cares. But can I see it? And he let us see his room and his view. It was awesome. What did we do after that? Oh, so then we just kind of chilled, right? Because we just had this 10-hour flight. We're upside down because it's PM here, but it's like 2 a.m. LA time. And we already went from like LA to New York, which is a little bit off. And then to go from New York to here, but technically we're still in like LA time because you never adjusted to New York. So it's just so weird because LA is like 9 hours behind. So right now I'm in the future. But yeah, so we just chilled. Buffet, dinner was a buffet, so that was cool. Have to be careful what you eat, right? I already don't mess with milk, period. But you know, Egypt is known, they don't pasteurize their milk. So it's like anything creamy, like the whole squad, I'll call them the squad. The whole, which is gonna be my tour group, hashtag tour group, asterisk squad, right? Or backwards or reverse or whatever. But yeah, so we had to stay away from that. I wanted a salad. They were like, be careful with the salad because if they wash it in the water, in the tap water, you know, the bacteria and things can be on it that your stomach is not used to. So I couldn't really mess with the salad like that. But like we still had options. There was like rice. I did eat some fish. I told you I'm veganish, so sometimes I eat seafood, and if seafood is the only option, I am going to eat me some seafood on this trip. But we have rice, seafood, the bomb is potatoes. I don't know if I've said this before, but potatoes are my favorite food, okay? If there's one food that you could eat for the rest of your life, best believe it's going to be some potatoes because I can make it so many different ways. So they had some potatoes, and they were seasoned so good. Babe, were those potatoes good?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I'd probably give it 11.
He said he'd probably give it an 11. Those potatoes were so bomb. And then whatever else I ate anyway. So we did that. After we ate, we went, actually before we went to dinner, I wanted to do a little tour because I was looking for the pool because I wanted to see. So here's the funny thing. We're in a new hotel that our original hotel we were supposed to be at. Apparently they're doing renovations because of COVID. They figured we're shut down. We're not getting as many customers. Let's go ahead and just renovate, right? So they're doing that. So our tour group, our squad couldn't be over there. So we're in this new hotel. So when our tour guide told us like over at this new hotel, I was like, dang, like I spent years researching this other hotel, envisioning myself at this other hotel, and now we're here. So I didn't have time to do my research because, honey, you know I'm a researcher. So I was like, okay, let me do some research. So while I was sitting once we got here, we all came up to our rooms to like decompress before dinner. I was doing some research because I was like, okay, I don't have a pyramid view. Can I see the pyramids from any other area, right, of the hotel, any other location on this premises. I think that makes sense. And I seen that you could see it from the pool. So I was like, we can go explore a little bit. So before dinner we went, and yes, you could see it by the pool. So I'm like, I gotta get some photos by the pool. And then ran into some other squad members. And yeah, but we ate dinner. After dinner we did our official orientation with the squad. And he gave us our wake up time. So we have our wake up time, our breakfast time, and our departure time. Wake up is 5 a.m. Breakfast is 6 a.m. Departure is 7 a.m. So you know what that means? It means it's time for me to go to sleep. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my story time of my first day in Egypt. And actually I should be very specific because I'm gonna have a couple first days out here. But yeah, it's my first day in Cairo, and how it almost didn't happen. In my head, I just thought they were gonna send me back home, and I was real sad about it. I thought we were gonna have to endure another 10-hour flight. But looking at the time right now, it's probably about 9:30. I haven't gotten any good sleep. My back's been bothering me all day from that stupid airplane chair and all the pillows and trying to be comfy but not really comfy. So what I'm gonna do is turn down turn it in, turn it off, turn it down for the night, whatever, you know. Jet lag is real, whatever. Our tour guides, he keeps saying like, you might have experienced brain fog, be aware. And so we're like, is that it? Is that what's going on? Am I experiencing it? Anyways, I feel fine, but the tiredness did hit me. But I knew I wanted to do story time with y'all before I went to bed, especially when like I'm not pretty dressed. Look. This is a Shein dress.